Hello, Paint. How you doing there? How's my little furry ones doing? Hi, Big Ben. Big Ben is right over there. She always looks kind of scruffy. There, that's better. Hi, sweetie. Yes, got 4 little raccoons, all happily munching away. Poor Big Ben. She's so much smaller than everybody else. Poor little Big Ben. You are so cute. You always look so scruffy. Just a tiny thing to be a mama. Down to 3. Paint's enjoying her grapes. Paint's the only one I know that takes a bite of a grape and then takes another bite and doesn't stick her head back. good crew. Yes, you are. Well, hello. We have a little birdie again. And of course, it's hiding directly behind the post. Oh, there it goes. Now it's up on the other post. You are a brave little birdie. Oh. Hi, guys. Actually, girls, because they're all mamas. Yes, you are a good bunch of little fur balls. Hello, Bob. Big Pen, you're gonna lose. Bob is nibbling on bits of kibble that have fallen onto the deck. Yes, Pink, you're very cute. But you walked out of my camera range, you silly raccoon. Whoops, wrong way. There we go. I've got everybody again. Oh, you are so cute. The guy who's now the highest paid tight end in NFL history, all without contract. It's not just the Cowboys, it's business. So the Cowboys have a lot of money that they're going to need to spend here coming up, and big decisions to make. And I think Travis Smith's a no-brainer, Mike is a no-brainer, Brett Favre is a no-brainer. John Blandage, as we talked about, there could be a time and place to say goodbye to Dave and say hello to Blandage. Dave, what about the behavior? We're now seeing a lot of business issues. We're seeing Pittsburgh people that don't want to admit that the Cowboys did good here. Saying, he's on the jerk. He's a terrible. And other people who are pro-Pickens who say, no, he's a jerk on the field. He's not a jerk in the locker room. He's a good guy in the locker room. I've seen a lot of people in the Dallas media try to put their spin on it. As always, straight no bullshit. I've never been in a locker room with George Pickens. Not only not on a daily basis like a beat writer is, I've never been in a locker room with George Pickens once. I'm not qualified to talk about what he's like in the locker room. I'm correcting thoughts on what other people think, and there seems to be a very mixed bag. He's 24. Maybe he'll grow up. Or maybe he's Tito. And he'll be 44 years old, still, and gifted, and still acting like a bit of a kook. Sorry, Tito, but you know. What about behavior? Is this a shoddy test? Is it that test? I think it was Ross Marty who made a point. You have leaders on your team so you can absorb some of the guys who aren't. You have big brothers on the team so you can help some of those brothers. Hello, my little fluffies. Way to look at this thing. Everybody in the whole team. 3 little raccoons and 1 pussycat, punching happily away. Boy Scouts weren't necessarily the one to be. Gee, what about the hypocrisy? I thought they said they were going to clean everything up. They didn't say they were going to clean everything up. They said they're going to clean everything up. But Dak Prescott has his big brother that needs to work. CeeDee Lamb has his twin brother that needs to work. And then obviously the Schottenheimer culture thing. This would be quite a test. It's easy, really easy, to get Zach Martin to fit into your culture. That's not hard. This one's going to be hard, and there's no denying that. Yes, Bob, you're very cute.
That we know more than we did 14 days ago. When most of his thoughts, and he seems like kind of a bad apple in behavioral risk. I'm not backing off from that. That's what he seems like. I am. What about the idea that fish out?
That's it, Bob. You gotta drink water.
We're certainly looking forward to Bye-bye, Paint. There she goes.
The Eagles also lose the Rams in 2025, so that is the team that could end up playing in the opener. And look, if you're that visiting team, if it's the Rams in week one, you want to be
Off and underneath the fence and away.
the Eagles have the target on their back starting the season. So it's always been that week one. I do think that because of the home teams, the Eagles have no schedule. This is going to be a fantastic way to start the NFL season.
They had a franchise record 14 wins last season. We'll see how many they get here. They are also the current Super Bowl favorites. Let's talk to the Chargers, John, because they're going to be very
Oh,
busy
little
to start the
birdie.
season. We know that they will play in that Hall of Fame game in Kansas, and then they jet out to Brazil in 2025 to start the season out. Based on how you saw the crowd embrace the Eagles Packers a year ago, how do you think this one plays out?
Hey, if I'm the Chargers, I am thrilled that I'm going to Brazil because the team that won in Brazil last year ended up winning the Super Bowl. So if I am Jim Harbaugh, that's not only my team. Let's go down there, let's get this win. There's been some reports that maybe they end up playing the Chiefs in Brazil, but you have to be thrilled because you know where you're playing. Every other team
Oops.
has to wait until the schedule comes out before they know where they're going and who they're going to play in week one. Well, the Chargers know exactly where they're going to be, and that is down in South America. So at least you can start a little bit of preparation there.
Oh, you are so cute. There he goes again.
Maybe a juicy matchup with the Washington Commanders. So the Chargers again should be a fun team to watch. I think this could be another great game. The NFL knows how to schedule week one games. They know how to get everyone excited. They're putting the right teams in the right spots.
Yeah, I remember last year when this game was played in Brazil, they played it at a stadium where there was supposed to be no green worn, and yet they invited two teams, and their main colors were green. So we'll see how it works out this year. Brazil, though, Breach, not the only, or I guess I should say that they're not the newest international city on this list anymore for the NFL. We have three new cities debuting NFL action. You got the Colts headed out to Berlin, the Steelers will play in Dublin, and then the Dolphins will play in Madrid. When you look at this international slate, Breach, which game excites you the most?
Well, first, I think the fact that the NFL is playing 7 international games is amazing. They've never played more than 5. Roger Goodell's trying to get that number up to 16. But for now, we are sitting at 7. I think they gained 2 games. I'm going to list 2 games here. We're going to double the total.
Love it.
The ones that excite me the most, the Pittsburgh Steelers in Dublin. The NFL's never played a regular season game in Ireland. We don't know when Rodgers is going to play for the Steelers, but the fact that you have one of the NFL's blue chip franchises hosting a huge international game in Dublin, I think that one's going to be exciting. And then how about the Miami Dolphins in Madrid, Spain? They are playing in a stadium that is one of the most technologically advanced stadiums in the world. And so seeing Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, that high-powered offense in Spain, I think that will be a great game. Then, of course, you mentioned the Colts and
Oh, got like 20 minutes again. Well, okay, my cuties. I am going to go put this up on the internet. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll come back later and see if we have more little furballs out there. Bye-bye for now.